We are live! OMG. How is everybody doing out there? It is cold over here in Regina. Had to wear a toque today to work, and I'm not even lying. It was so cold today, man. Pretty soon we will be scraping our windows, so I'm not looking forward to that. Not looking forward to that one bit. Special shout out to the good folks over at Creeland Mini Mart, special sponsor of the Wavell Star Show. Hope everybody is doing good over there. I miss you too, lover. Hope everybody is doing good over there at the Creeland Mini Mart. We are just getting set to go into a version of the Wavell Star Show. We have a few things to discuss. As you know, the FSIN election is going on. Coming up soon, and last night we had candidate for the 3rd Vice Chief position, Ali Bear from the Whitecap Dakota Nation. She was on last night, and we had about 30 minutes with her, and it went really well. She had a lot of great comments, a lot of good feedback. It looks like she has a lot of support, at least from the grassroots folks here that don't necessarily have a vote, but that's okay. I don't know how to turn off my text messages right now. So if that's you texting me, could you wait for like 35 minutes? Thank you. So we will talk a little bit about the FSIN elections. And I've got a few Q&As to go over. And we will also talk about the week ahead. Of course, we have Brent Hennique going to be joining us on the Thursday version of the Wavell Star Show, which is of course the weekly report. And I'm starting to slowly get back in the groove of getting how to work these. So I guess it's about that time. We might as well get on with what we have to get on. So let's do the gimmick. That was the countdown. I look forward to that. Every time we do it. Anyways, let's go with the ad. The Wavell Star Show is proudly brought to you by the 306 shop located at 2322 9th Avenue North in Regina, Saskatchewan. As you can see, they have made the brand new Wavell 306 shirts. And if you want one, you can hit me up, or you can head on down to 2322 9th Avenue North to the 306 shop. Hey, ho, ho, it's time for the Wavell Star Show. How's everybody doing out there tonight? We were looking forward to having current 2nd Vice Chief David PRATT with us here this evening. However, I do not know what happened to our Vice Chief, but the show must go on. Sheldon Putra, how are you doing out there, my man? Your profile pic, man, is awesome. I love that thing. And what's up there, Stab? Ask our leaders if they can make our own vaccine with our medicine, because I don't trust their vaccine. Oh, that's very interesting, Stab. Very interesting. So I'm assuming that you haven't taken the vaccine, and it's okay if you haven't. I know right now the opinions are all over the board. A little bit of confusion, especially with the QR codes that are happening right now that we need to get into certain places in public here in Saskatchewan. It didn't look like we were going to need those for a while, But that is what we are doing. Sheldon Putra is doing good. Good to hear from you, my man. Once again, a special shout out to the Creeland Money Mart for always being so darn cool. And this Thursday, we are going to have the one and only Brent Hennique will be joining me here on the Wavell Star Show, the weekly report. And in that weekly report, we'll cover some stuff that's going on in the world of professional wrestling. We'll also do our usual Q&A with myself and Brent. And we will also talk about some other stuff. Thursday night on the Wavell Star Show, we also have, as part of the special feature series on the FSIN Election 2021, we have candidate Hennique, Brent Hennique. Brent, you are now running for the FSIN. Curtis Standing will be joining Brent Hennique and myself on Thursday evening, and we're going to talk to him a little bit about his platform in terms of what he is planning to do if he was to get in successfully as a vice chief of the FSIN. So that's Thursday night. Looking forward to that conversation. Tomorrow we have candidate for the position of third vice chief, Darren Morin. So looking forward to that one as well. And if anybody else out there is in contact with any candidates that would like to come on the podcast, I know that not all of us that watch this podcast have a vote, but at the same time, we do have some opinions and we do like to meet all of you folks. So it'd be great if you can come out. So thank you to Ali Bear for coming out last night, and we look forward to seeing Darren Morin and Curtis Standing for the rest of the week. And before we move on, we are going to go quickly into these questions, and then we will move on from there. Okay. So, just a few questions from the Q&A before we go. I don't want to waste too many of them because we're looking forward to doing that on Thursday with Brent. Brent has some hilarious answers. And if you've never seen Brent Hennique wrestle, you're going to have to do it. And we are planning to go out on the road and take the show on the road because he had told me that he wanted to be a professional wrestler and that he's always a fan. And we had an opportunity one time. We had a show in Big River, and I showed him some stuff, and he caught on really, really fast. He's a natural. He's really good, and he has committed to be a student, and I've committed to be his teacher. And I'm looking so forward to moving ahead and booking some shows because we have a lot of fun doing what we do. We're just a couple of Saskatchewan boys that like to travel and have fun. So, a few from the Q&A bag. What was your first job? I worked for Bunsmaster Bakery here in Regina, and my good friend Jeff Buck was the one that hooked me up with that job. Thank you very much, Jeff. That was awesome. I remember that was the summer that I probably ate the most McDonald's ever in my life. I mean, you got a car, you got a license, and you got a little bit of money from your job slicing bread at Bunsmaster Bakery, and hey, you're gold. You want to hit that McDonald's, and that's what I did all the time. Give me 1 second here, fellas. I need to take a drink. Okay, I'll take one more. It looks like we have Vice Chief queuing up in the waiting room there. So awesome. So let's take one more here. Have you ever met anyone famous? Yep. Yeah, I met lots of famous people. I don't know. Pick one. Vince McMahon, maybe? Okay. All right. Anyways, so we are going to save the rest of these Q&A for Thursday night weekly report when we have Brent Hennique with us. And without further ado, I am going to bring in our special guest for the evening. He is the current second vice chief of the FSIN. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. David Pratt. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Hey, I'm doing good, Wavell. Thanks for having me on the program.
Awesome. Thanks for getting here, man. I know that it can be tough getting set up with the technology and all that stuff, and you're probably doing 10 to 12 of these interviews a day. So I thank you for coming on here on the Wavell Star Show tonight.
It's good to be on with you. It has been a little bit busy because of the campaign, so yeah, but happy I could make it on.
Thanks. I appreciate that. So there's a few people that are coming onto the show, and of course, what we like to do here on the Wavell Star Show is, of course, get you to speak a bit on your campaign, but we also want to ask you some questions about just other stuff, general interest questions that people like to know, get to know you a little bit more. I know that you do a lot of traveling, and a lot of people are well aware of you, but I think a little bit of some icebreaker type questions would be fun. But before we get into that, let's give you that opportunity to talk a little bit about your background. So where were you born, and what First Nation are you a member of for our viewers?
First of all, my name's David Pratt, and I'm from the Muscogee Saulteaux Nation. I was born at the Fort Qu'Appelle Indian Hospital on a cold winter day in February of 1971. And so that's where I was born, and I was raised on the Muscogee First Nation, the Saulteaux Nation there. And my late parents were Bill and Isabel Pratt, and they were very well known elders for many years in our tribal council and in Treaty 4 territory.
Right on. So what is your educational background?
Education background, Bachelor of Education from the University of Saskatchewan. Yeah.
Awesome. We all know the answer, but we'll say it because it's here. What is your current occupation? Tell us a little bit about what you do for a living.
Well, I'm currently in campaign mode right now. I was the second vice chief of the Federation of Sovereign Indigenous Nations here, our political organization for the Saskatchewan region, representing 74 First Nations. I was in that role for the last 4 years. 3 of those last 4 years, I held the Health and Social Development portfolio at the FSIN, and for 1 year, I held the Education portfolio. And I'm currently running for the position of first vice chief.
First vice chief.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. And I apologize for those errors. I did my research and I thought that I had it right. I apologize for that. Okay, so what is your reason for running as a candidate in this election?
Well, the reason I'm running, I got involved in the first place when I decided to run 3 years ago, was because I wanted to be able to speak and advocate on behalf of our people. Being an educator and getting a university education and learning a lot about the history, as well as from the teaching of my parents and other uncles and aunts and grandparents too that were involved within the political situation, the political realm amongst First Nations people. We were always very passionate about treaties. We're always very passionate about our treaty and inherent rights as Indigenous people, particularly in my family. Growing up, one of 15 children that my parents were able to raise, and pretty much my dad was on council for 30 plus years. My mother was on council for a few terms, and then all my siblings were pretty much on and off council for the last 20 years. And so politics kind of leadership runs in our blood. So just getting involved and wanting to push things for our people and improve the lives of our people, and seeing the challenges that we face daily here within our region, particularly around our rights and many of the socioeconomic problems that our people encounter every day here. So that was probably one of the most significant reasons why I chose to run 4 years ago. And of course, with the support of my family and my home nation, was able to be successful at that time. And I'm confident that I'll be able to be successful again next week on the 20th of October when we go to the polls.
Awesome. That's a really, really good answer. I appreciate that one. So for this one, we'll kind of leave this open-ended for you to go ahead and get in whatever information that you'd like to share before we get on to the other rapid-fire questions. So what are the key priorities of your campaign?
Well, my key priorities, for the last 3 out of the last 4 years I mentioned earlier, I've been in charge of the health and social portfolio at the FSIN regionally, that regional portfolio holder. There's been a number of issues that we've worked on, mandated by our chiefs in assembly, of course. Probably the biggest significant contribution, I think, that I'm very proud of the work that we've done over the last, the last few years during my tenure there, has been the Child Welfare Reform Bill. I think that was huge and significant and very instrumental in us changing the child welfare system. Of course, the TRC Truth and Reconciliation Commission calls to action. The first 5 have specifically to do with child welfare. Justice Sinclair, when asked, said that was not by accident. It was because of the challenges and issues that we face with the modern child welfare system that has basically become the new Indian residential school system. Continues to inflict harm and trauma upon our children, continues to tear our family structures apart, continues to inflict that long-term damages to our family units, because the family is the foundation of our people, right? They're very family oriented, and we're very communal when it comes to taking care of one another and caring for each other. So that's probably one of the most significant things that we've worked on these last 4 years. We want to continue to push that file. We continue to establish a children's advocate office. Very confident that we can achieve that should I be successful next week on October the 28th, and be able to finish that work and have that office up and running. A couple other key priorities, because the health and social portfolio has a number of areas of responsibility, but I try to focus on 3 to 5 major issues and move them with all my strength and energy. Don't want to spread myself too thin, then you're not able to be effective and accomplish anything. The second thing that we're working on right now, of course, is mental health. Mental health is a huge issue in our region in a number of places because of COVID, and even prior to COVID, we had a number of challenging issues. And our chiefs mandated us and tasked us to do a work at the FSIN in May of 2017 to develop a suicide prevention strategy, which we ratified in May of 2018 when I became the portfolio holder in October of 2017. So that work started. We developed a comprehensive proposal that we've submitted to Canada. The vast majority of that proposal, of course, goes directly to create and build community capacity for them to develop their own suicide prevention strategy as to how they see fit. It's not us trying to do a one-size-fits-all approach. We want to be able to give our people the opportunity to develop it as they see fit. Our region is very diverse, from the far north with the Dene bands in the far north, along the north of 60 line, bordering the Northwest Territories, to as far south as Nikanit, as well as White Bear on the east side of the province. So we literally span the 4 corners of this region in terms of the work that's necessary. So very diverse backgrounds, very diverse beliefs, cultures, and traditions and languages. So we want to respect that diversity, and also the autonomy and the sovereignty of each of our individual member nations as to how they want to move forward on it. So we've developed that suicide prevention strategy, but the elders recently told us we don't want to focus on the death. We don't want to focus on death. They said, because they believe we give power to what we focus on. So they said, let's change it and we'll call it life promotion. So we now call it the life promotion strategy, and they said we need to give our young people hope. We need to give our people hope to be able to move forward. So we're looking for that life promotion strategy to be fully funded. Looking forward to getting through the cycle on October 28th, and should I be successful, continuing to push for Canada to fund that proposal and to get that work started within our region, so that we can create that capacity and also start developing ways of reaching with our people. So that'll be one of the key priorities. I was really happy and pleased in the recent federal election that the Liberal Party announced made a $4.5 billion commitment specifically for mental health and to address addictions issues amongst Indigenous people. And I know that it's a very serious issue right now within our region is opioids and crystal meth. So we already have established a Chiefs Political Task Force. It'll be working with the the Health and Social Commission, the Women's Commission, and the Justice Commission to come up with a strategic plan for our people to be able to handle and to address crystal meth and opioids, and to support them in that work as they're addressing that. So there's a lot of good work that we've started. We have to finish that work. I'm confident that we can press the Liberals after the 28th. Should I be successful October 28th and be elected as first vice chief, and I'm confident that I will be, with the support of our member nations, be able to press the Liberal government to stick to their commitment that they made during the election, and let's see those much needed resources going into our member nations to give them that support that's so desperately needed. Another area that we're working on, a priority that we'll be focusing on, and I have been focusing on this last my last term here, and I'll be continue to focus on as we move forward, is establishing a health ombudsperson office. We know that many of our people have challenges when it comes to discrimination and racism within the Saskatchewan region, not just in health, but in every sector. But the health ombudsperson is an office that our chiefs first mandated us to seek in 2009, and that was because of their members being treated poorly at the clinics, at the emergency rooms, by the paramedics and so on and so forth within that system. So we want to establish an office where people can go to hear their concerns and issues, and an office that can address it, an office that can deal directly with the Saskatchewan Health Authority and work within our region to improve health services and outcomes for our people. Because we do know that we have a treaty right to health. We do know that we have the medicine chest clause of Treaty Number 6, that there is still a treaty and inherent right to determine and to take care of our people properly when it comes to health care. So that office is going to be key, we believe, and be a game changer for us to be able to improve the system that's created, but also move forward on developing our own primary and public health acts. Because we know right now the quality of services and care we receive within the public system is not meeting the needs of our people. Many of our people are suffering and hurting. And we not just want to rely on Western science, which we are grateful for, but we also want to continue to incorporate our medicines and our holistic ways of doing things as we come to treating our people. Because we do have the medicines, we do have the ceremonies, we do have our prayers and our spirituality that, of course, we rely on to as well as a part of our holistic health outcomes. So something big, Wavell, that's pretty much my key priorities that I'll be pushing forward. But I want to finish the work, and I want to continue the momentum and be able to improve the lives of our people and improve health outcomes for our children. Thank you.
Yes, that's very good. That's awesome priorities that you have lined up there. And it's funny that you brought up about the vaccine and our traditional medicines, because just at the very beginning when we were queuing up the countdown and all that, we had one of our viewers, a powwow singer from the Whitefish area. His name is Stab Lou Winonis. He asked if our leaders can we make our own vaccine with our medicine? Because some of the folks, some of our people are hesitant with the Western medicine, and I know that we could probably understand why, given the history and some of the things that have happened in the past. So obviously there are some people that are hesitant to that still. I think that there's been a lot of good work that's been done to promote everyone getting vaccinated, and of course now it's going to impact people being able to go out and watch a concert, or watch a movie, or attend a restaurant like that. So there's very interesting things going on, and very good points about your campaign. But I kind of wanted to turn the corner a little bit right now and ask you, what's your favorite thing to do outside of work?
Golly, my favorite thing to do outside of work. I like reading.
What's the latest book that you read? The most recent? Sorry.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah. Sorry, I must have been talking over top of you. I apologize for that. Did you say what you're reading right now?
Oh, what am I reading right now? There's a couple books I'm reading right now. One, a book on General. What's his name there? George Marshall. Reading a book on him. Try to read books on leadership and how people conduct themselves. I think we can glean some little truths from other people and their experience that can make our pathway easier. Second book I'm reading too is on Obama. Reading his biography too, the recent one. So those are some of the books that I'm reading right now. Enjoying it so far. So I like to read. I like watching Netflix. I'm a big fan of Crown. I'm a big fan of Game of Thrones. Probably watching Game of Thrones. This is my third or fourth time going through Game of Thrones. So I enjoy that series immensely. Of course, lately didn't become a fan of it until the pandemic, but one of my favorite series to watch. So if I get into a political series or like a series like that where there's a lot of political intrigue, I enjoy those kind of shows and stuff. So
did you ever watch House of Cards?
I'm into. And I like the bowl, 10-pin. The big bowling balls, not the little 5 pins.
Oh, yeah.
Like Fred Flintstone.
Yeah, yeah. Did you ever watch House of Cards on Netflix when that was on? Oh, I think we're losing you. Looks like we're losing Vice Chief Pratt. Must be having some problems with the reception. It's all these talks. We're always having technical issues with these talks with the Vice Chief. I wonder what's going on.
Sorry about that, Wave.
No.
I got bumped out there again, but I'm back.
No, that's okay. I was going to say the same thing happened last night. We had some issues with Allie, and I was just making a joke like, "Geez, you try to do a podcast on elections, and people start messing around."
I don't know what's going on, but anyways, I'm back again. So that's kind of it. That's kind of the interest that I like and stuff that I do when I'm outside of. Of course, I love traveling. I like meeting new people. Love exploring. Love trying new foods.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll pretty much eat anything once. If I don't like it after that, then
Yep.
I won't eat it again.
Okay, if you could pick up a new skill in an instant, what would it be?
If I could pick up a new skill in an instant, what would it be? Golly. Mining Bitcoin, because I'd probably be a billionaire right now if I got it on the ground floor.
Yeah, probably. Hey, definitely would have been making a bunch of coin for sure.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorite quotes?
Favorite quotes? I got lots of favorite quotes. I'm trying to think of. I guess probably one of my favorite quotes is just never quit, never give up. Churchill, I think, said that one.
Yep.
Yeah, just keep going in life, no matter what you go through. Yeah.
Okay. What was your favorite band 10 years ago?
10 years ago, that would be 2011. Golly, I don't know, Wave. I can't even remember 2020. So, let me think back. 2011. Jeez, I don't know. I'm kind of a person, like my music range varies everything from Frank Sinatra to the latest guy there. What's his name? The Weeknd.
Oh yeah,
I like
very diverse.
I like every style, even like the old songs, like from the 50s too.
Yeah.
What's her name? Joel. God, I forget her name. You Belong to Me. That song by Joe Stafford, I think, is her name.
Right. I like the old country. Reminds me like my dad, like the old Don Williams, that kind of country,
yeah.
Like the old
the old
style.
classic country. I listen to that still too. Greatest hits from the 70s, like all those old songs and modern songs. If it has a good beat, as long as it doesn't give me a headache, I like it. Because as I get older now, and I'm sure you're noticing, you don't like noise. It's
Totally. Yeah, you appreciate quiet. And I actually listen to like white noise and brown noise once in a while when I need to drown things out, which is like just like like if you Google white noise or brown noise it'll come up and it's just a sound. It's like background noise that I listen to because too much stuff in the background clutters the mind and it clutters my thoughts. Yeah. And so I don't know. I notice that more as I get older. I get grouchier.
Yeah, I know it. Sometimes I'm just you just appreciate peace and quiet.
Yes, for sure. So, as far as family traditions go, what was your favorite family tradition, or what is your favorite family tradition?
Christmas. I love Christmas. Anybody who knows me knows I love Christmas. I do it up big. I don't want we shouldn't be lacking anything at Christmas.
Right.
There should be tons of pop and candies and everything around, and do up a big dinner.
Yeah.
Go all out with the decorations and stuff. Like I just love Christmas. Like I respect the veterans, so I don't do anything prior to November 11th.
Yeah.
But November 12th, man, Christmas Village goes up, and Christmas happens, and it's on.
Yeah.
Probably Ukrainian Christmas in January.
That's awesome, man. You're just like my sister Glenda. She's the exact same way. She's all about Christmas. Who had the most influence on you when you were growing up?
Most influence on me. God, that's a tough one. It would have to be between my mom and dad.
Okay.
Like my mom, probably I was closer to my mother, but my dad too. My dad was I thought like he was up here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
You're sure you thought the same thing about
I do,
your dad. Your dad was like up here, and you're like down here, and like I could never be my dad. He just seemed like the most perfect, wisest, kindest, smartest. He was my hero basically growing up. So probably my dad, but it would have to be my mom because my mom, I lived more in like a fear of my dad and respect. But with
Yeah.
my mom, like I could tell my mom anything, just
Right.
that unconditional love. And,
Yeah.
she knew when he messed up, but I
Yeah.
never lied to my mom. I always told her the truth. Like,
Right.
and probably my older siblings didn't like that because I rat him out. But I learned at a very young age, don't lie to your mother, and your mom
Yeah.
will respect you and love you for that. And,
Yes.
we,
Yes.
yeah, we had a
Absolutely.
good relationship, me and her. Yeah.
Yeah. So this has to do. You can answer personally or professionally, I guess. But what's something that you want to do in the next year that you've never done before?
Something that I want to do professionally or personally that I've never done before. I want to skydive. My original plan was to skydive when I
Ooh.
turned 50, but COVID just killed it.
Man.
So I'm hearing some people are saying, don't do it. Why are you going to jump out of a perfectly good plane? But other people I've talked to have said that it's literally one of the most liberating um,
Right.
feelings of freedom as you're coming down to the earth. And it just feels so. I don't know. They tell me you got to do it to experience what they were talking about, but it's a real good feeling of freedom. So I'm thinking of doing skydiving. So we'll see.
Man, I was thinking of that. Like I used to love exhibition rides and water slides and all that kind of stuff. Used to love it when I was younger, and then like now, I like even heights. I get up too high and I look down and I start getting that little bit of anxiety. So I don't think I could do it,
Mm.
man. I don't think I could do it.
I think
or,
about
or
I think it was 11, 12 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. Um, I used to be like you'd go on the Polar Express, you'd go on the tidal wave, all those
yeah,
exhibition rides.
zipper.
I went on the bloody tidal wave. Holy cow. And it's just a boat back and forth. That
Yeah.
was it. I said, I'm done with the rides for the rest of my life.
Yeah, yeah. No, for me it was I think what was it called? The octopus or the spider, the one that goes up and down and spins around.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
I
had
know what it
to
is.
I had to visit the porcelain in the bathroom after
Oh,
that
yes.
one. How do you like your eggs?
Sunny side up.
What's your favorite breakfast cereal?
I know it's not the healthiest, but I like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay. If you could hang out with any cartoon character, who do you choose and why?
Bugs Bunny, because he's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I love when it's shut up.
Yeah,
Those
just
ones.
not slapping around Daffy Duck or somebody.
Yep. Okay, let's see here. The zombie apocalypse is coming. Who are two people you want on your team?
Jeez, could I pick three?
Sure.
Okay, Rael Thompson, Len Rosebluff, and Bobby Cameron. They're all good hunters. Killing a lot of zombies with headshots. We won't have to worry. We won't go hungry with those three guys.
Yeah, 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 for sure. Okay, if you could choose your age forever, what age would you choose and why?
Would choose my age forever. Holy. Forever. 30.
30. Yeah, it's a pretty good age. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Still youngish.
30.
Still young.
30.
I think I would probably pick 38. I'm 48 now.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably pick 38.
Why 38? Because you're almost 40?
Almost 40, so like still like there's that next level of maturity. I think at like 40, are you supposed to, right? so it's still there, but I like still didn't really feel all the physical pain, the injuries, and like all of that stuff was still young, and my mind was still young.
Yeah, I get your point. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you could meet any living person for dinner, who would you pick and why?
Barack Obama,
Barack Obama. You just pick his brain.
first black president, one of the most powerful orators of our generation,
Yes,
the
for
last
sure.
10, 20 years. Still remember his speech in 2004, and I still listen to his speeches when I'm traveling. I'll just put on his 2004 convention speech or his 2008 convention speech. They're both brilliant. He's just a great speaker, and I just like to listen, pick
Yeah.
his brain, get some advice from him.
Yes, for sure, for sure. That's a good one. What's your most used emoji on your phone?
Most used emoji. Go. I use thumbs up a lot. That
Yeah.
saves, saves typing. Just send the thumbs up. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
See you Friday at 10 and thumbs up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Would you rather be invisible or be able to fly?
Fly, especially in my job. Holy cow.
Yeah, okay. Would you rather be able to fly or be able to read minds?
I don't know if I want to read minds. I want to be in some people's minds.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, I know what you mean when you think about that. That makes sense. Yeah.
There'd be life wouldn't be fun. You wouldn't know everything about everybody.
You know too much.
And I don't know if I want to read some people's minds.
For sure, hey.
Yeah.
Some things are better left unknown, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather be able to teleport or fly?
Teleport.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. It's really, really cold in Saskatchewan. What's the best thing about living here?
The best thing about living here. I love the fall and I love the northern lights. Favorite time of the year. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
This time of year, yeah.
Yeah. But don't whistle at them or post a picture.
No.
on Facebook. Oh, they caused a big controversy, eh?
Yeah, I read everything on Facebook.
Okay. We will taper you down here and we'll run you towards the finish line. I know that you're a very busy man. You got lots to do here. Cats or dogs?
Cats.
McDonald's or Burger King?
McDonald's.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Steak or chicken?
Steak.
Good. If you could be an animal, what animal would you be and why?
Could be an animal. I'd be an eagle. You fly everywhere and see everything.
Yeah. Okay, one last one here. If you had to delete all but one app from your phone, which one would you keep?
CIBC.
CIBC, the banking one. Yeah, you can do so much stuff with the online banking nowadays, hey?
Yeah, I don't know who that person is that invented e-transfer, but gosh darn them anyway. Go.
Yeah, no kidding. For sure. But the funny thing is too, like with so much things you could do electronically. Like my dad, he still wanted to go and speak. Like he wanted to see a customer service person and speak to somebody in case he had questions about the bill, or he wanted that service. Even though he didn't trust. Like there's something about the electronics. He said, no, it's not the same.
Yeah. There's a bit of a generation gap when it comes to technology.
Yeah.
Imagine I'll be there. I guess we'll be there one day too, I guess. So.
Yeah, we're probably kind of there right now, I would imagine, in many ways, right?
Yeah.
I still have a hard time on the laptops that don't use the actual mouse, like where you have to use your finger, and that one, I'm not very good at that. So I've committed to try and get better at that.
Well, when I was teaching, I remember going into a grade 4 class, and I didn't know how to calibrate the smart board. I was having problems getting my video set up for my lesson, and this little grade 4 kid just jumps up, Mr. Pratt, I got it. Like, well, what do you do here? Press his buttons and do this, and we calibrated the whole smart board in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
4, what were we doing outside? We're eating mud pies in grade 4.
For sure. Or did you ever notice? Have you ever seen a kid get on a video game and like they can't read yet because they're just young kids, but they can navigate through to there's like 3 or 4 screens till they start their game. Like,
Yep.
How do they figure that stuff out? I guess it's.
I don't know. They're all connected. I mean, you got kids. Everyone has an iPad now.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to thank you for taking the time for coming on the podcast here on Facebook. I know that you've got a lot of speaking engagements to do in the next little while, and you're probably traveling quite a bit. So I guess I will just turn it over to you for any final words that you would like to share with the public.
One sec here.
Yeah, sure. No, I totally know what it's like because you've been doing a lot of talking, and that's not easy. That's not easy on the voice. And when it's like doing presentations, or job interviews, you got to keep doing over and over and over again. Hard on the voice sometimes.
Yeah, it can be. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for having me on the show tonight, Wave. Always a pleasure coming on with you, and we always have some good conversations. And I want to say to your audience, thank you for listening and tuning in tonight. And I guess the only thing I'd say tonight is that this election is going to be another very important one for our region. This election is not about any individuals. It's about our people. It's about you that are out there listening, you the voters, and you the leadership and the grassroots people. Change comes from you, and that's where the power lies. And we're going to be doing our best here to continue to work and advocate on improving the lives of our people and making things easier for the little ones coming behind us. I think that's the work of the FSIN. Sometimes we take some hits. Sometimes we take some criticism, and that's fine. We take those hits, we take the criticism. But I still believe we are still the strongest organization in all of Canada. We are still a united region around treaty and inherent rights, and we're still continuing to fight and press for our treaties and implementation of our treaties and adequate treaty funding. And we're doing that every day at the FSIN, and we're continuing that fight, and we're not going to let that fight up with Canada in lieu of the Crown. We're going to continue to push and advocate every chance that we can to improve the lives for our children and the ones that are coming behind us. So with that, thank you very much for giving me an opportunity, platform to come and speak, and I hope everyone stays safe over the next little while, and try to be healthy, keep healthy, and to continue to, take all those precautions. We still are in the midst of a pandemic. All right, thank you very much.
That's right. Well, good luck to you, and once again, thank you for joining us here tonight. Also, thank you to everybody else that joined us here tonight, and we will see you again the next time. However, in the meantime and in between time, that's it. Another edition of the Wavell Star Show. Bye-bye now.